Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Stream Coach podcast. Today with me, I have Davex90, who is a Twitch streamer and an amazing member of the Yam Fam. We actually ran a giveaway in stream a couple of weeks ago because we run giveaways in like the first 5 minutes that the stream is live. People are able to enter, and that week we were giving away a chance to be on this podcast. So we've never had a member of the Yam Fam on the show before. I'm really excited for today and pumped to get into this. How's it going, Dave?
It's going well, thank you. How about yourself?
Absolutely fantastic, and I'm really excited for your accent because it's just you bring so much value right now.
Everyone says about the accent, it's like the first thing, I like your accent. It's like, especially with American viewers, it's that they fall in love with the British accent. It's like, oh, well, great, thank you.
It's so great. What an easy way for you to stand out on Twitch, right? Because all you got to do is just talk normally.
Yeah, it's like it just like talk. I can talk about anything. It's just like, I love. There's one person. It's like, I really love your accent. It's like, thanks, brilliant. But yeah,
that's really awesome. So let's start at the beginning and figure out a little bit about who you are as a person. Dave, how did you find Twitch?
So with Twitch, I actually found it twice. As in, one time I found it was 2014. I just went onto Twitch. It was because I was looking at Geek and Sundry, the YouTube channel. So it's Felicia Day. I jumped on there, watched a few streams. I didn't really chat much. I probably learnt more than that. But that was the only stream I saw. That was back in 2004, and I didn't really look at Twitch. I didn't really know what it was. As effectively, I just thought, oh well, that's where she is, so I'll go there and I can watch. And you know, it was good because I was able to see her sort of outside of the acting view. So you saw she was a really nice person, a great community, just quite kind, uplifting. She was also one of the first people I subbed to as well, because it was, I think it was, went to a charity. I can't remember which one. But then I think she stopped streaming, and then I just went off Twitch, and I just didn't really go back to it. I don't know why. I think it's because I didn't really know anything behind what it was about. But it was then I was randomly searching in 2017, day after my birthday, and I ended up on the Twitch front page, and it was like, I saw a streamer called Gubba TV, if you've heard of her.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I saw her on the front page, and I just saw her. I think she was doing one of her characters. I can't remember. But I clicked in, and it was just sort of like an instant. I said hello, and then everyone greeted me, and it was like, oh, what is this place? What's going on here? And it was just so welcoming. And then I subbed. I also supported there as well. And then through that, I also met other people and got to know about streaming. And then, yeah, and here we are now, really. So really, that was effectively my actual way back into Twitch. It was Gubba TV on the 9th of June last year. And then from that, everything else, really.
Aw, you have the entire date memorized, too. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's because it was a day. It's special to me because I found out about this amazing place where all these amazing people are around the world. I mean, what way can you say that? Well, because of that day, I can now speak to, interact with, and play games with people around the world. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so great. And you're an incredibly supportive person. We're definitely going to talk about that because the reason that a lot of the Yam Fam knows you is because you're all about the gift subs. You're all about shouting people out on Twitter. You're all about throwing down as much as you can to support our community, yeah, but so many others as well, right? So we'll talk about that here in a minute, but can we talk about how you first found the Yam Fam and what that was like?
Yeah, so with the Yam Fam, I believe it was either 24th or 25th of May. I can't exactly recall the date. I know it was. I'm sure it was during the first week, and I know the Yam Fam hadn't actually been named yet, so it must have been before the. I think it was on the 25th that it happened. I can't actually recall the date on that. But yeah, I came in. I think I saw a tweet that you'd tweeted out to say that the stream was there, and I jumped in, and it was. It's just sort of the instant interaction. I saw this place, this community, where they're all talking about. Of course, they're all supporting each other in regards to streaming, celebrating each other's goals, and supporting each other when they're down, and of course yourself as well. I mean, as the sort of leader of that community, and to inspire that, and it just amazed me, and that's why I fell in love with the community. That's why that was really my first impression. It took me back. I think it took me aback because I thought, wow, this is great. Whereas some other places you go, and it's like you say the word. Oh, I'm a streamer. It's like, oh, you can't talk about that here. It's like, well, but we're all streamers, aren't we? I mean, aren't we all here to support each other? Of course, you might be, or this community or this place might now be more established, but they all started at the same place. So why can everyone not be as supporting as the Yam Fam? Really, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I completely agree with that because that's the way that we run our stream, right? Is just being open and letting people talk about their content and what they're doing. And I completely agree because why do we have to look at Twitch or content creation in general with a scarcity mindset? Why do we think that, like, just because someone comes in and maybe they post a link to their stream and they're here giving value and being friends with us, and then they talk about what they do on Twitch, like, why does that mean that all of a sudden our stream means anything less or is less of an experience than it normally is when people aren't posting those links? So I think that's amazing, and I'm really glad that specifically stood out for you. What else is it about the Yam Fam and our stream that really drew you to it?
Another thing is just it. I suppose it's one of the things that I'd say. Well, the Yam Fam are. I mean, the Yam Fam are. Well, they're a community, but it's a positive one. There's, you'll jump in here and everyone is talking positively to each other in a way that it's always, if people are feeling down, they will pick each other up either on Twitter or on Discord if it's in stream. Also, we're unified in a way, so it one of the things is of course someone needs to reach a goal, or if someone needs to get that affiliate, or if they've got to follow a goal, then everyone will jump in and they'll chime in to help that person achieve that and support each other as well. So if people are unsure as to why, say, their stream's not succeeding or why their community is not being as interactive or whatever as well, then everyone jumps in with that. And that's another thing as well, because it's very unique, because I've not actually seen many communities that are like it. There are many communities that are really, really positive, really chatty, but in relation to helping each other and assisting with streaming, then the Yam Fam is unlike no other, which is why I'm so passionate about it and why I want to tell the world about it, to get more people into it so it can be discovered and spread, and as it should be.
My emotions. That's so awesome. And you touched on this like a little bit too in the very beginning of our conversation, which was that you're just a very supportive person. With Gubba, you were pretty supportive as well. So I'm curious, is this just like naturally who you are? Have you been supportive like this your entire life, or is this like kind of a new experience for you?
I do. It's, I suppose, off Twitch, I do also try and support others as well if I can, but in more, I don't know, there's something about especially the community, there's something about also other people that are trying to, achieve their streaming goals and also trying to make their life experience better and trying to sort of discover, well, more positive things as well. And that's one reason why I'm so supportive about everyone, is because I want to help them do that. If there's anything that I can do to help them achieve it, or even just to help them have a smile on their face, help them have a better day, then that's what I want to do, and that's the person that I inspire to be. And yeah, that's it really.
That is so awesome. You're so pure. My emotions again. So I think that some people might have this idea in their head where they're like, well, I know if I'm really supportive to others, it will probably come back around to me, right? They think like, if I support more, it's just going to come back and I'll get stuff from it. Whether that's more viewers or subs or tips or bits or whatever else other platform people are on, they think that maybe they get some kind of personal reward for their kindness. But then also, sometimes they are... they're very alone in the things that they do, and they don't try to reach out to other communities and to spend time in them and to get to know other people. So I'm curious, like, with this amount of just generosity and love and gratitude that you pour into everybody, do you have like expectations that you're going to receive this? Or do you think that if people like pour their support into other people, that they should have expectations of receiving something in return?
Not really. I mean, because if you expect that, oh, I'm going to pour everything into it, that's it. So I'm going to support all these people and they're then going to throw all the support back at me. Mm-hmm. If you think of that and then, of course, that doesn't happen, then in a way, was that love, was that support you provided just for you to gain something from it? And it's support and love. It's not something to be gained. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, I'm going to get all this from it. It should just be to benefit that person. That's what it's for. I'm not expecting anything from it. If anything does come from it, that is a bonus. But it's more of a fact that I'm aiming to support that person, that community, whatever I can do for them. If I don't have an expectation it will come back, because in a way then that's using it as a tool, and love shouldn't be a tool. It should just be something that's given when you want to give it, not in an expectation you're going to get something from it.
Oh my God. That is so quotable. Like, love isn't a tool. Oh my gosh, that is so good. And I completely agree, right? And it's so... I think everyone, whether you're listening to this on the podcast or live, that there's a lot of wisdom in that. Is that you give without expectation to receive, because a lot of people, they take the advice that we talk about a lot, which is like support others and be in established communities and retweet people and be in their spaces and love on them, but then they do it expecting like, when I do those things I'm gonna get something in return for it. And so it kind of becomes transactional at that point, where they're giving, and then if someone doesn't give them something in return, then they get discouraged and they're like, well, why am I helping all these other people if they never do anything for me? But it's because you're doing it like solely because you enjoy them and their content, and just exactly for the reason that you said, is because like love is not, it's not some kind of weird currency. Like, you don't put effort into a little, like, I don't know, like a gambling, what the heck am I even trying to say, like, what are these slot machine, there we go. You don't put like friendship tokens into this slot machine and then all of a sudden like numbers come out for you as well. That's not really how this works. Like, it shouldn't be conditional. So I love that. I think that's absolutely fantastic, and that mindset is something that is going to serve you so freaking well for so freaking long. Okay, so let's transition a little bit into what you've actually learned, whether that's like through the Yam Fam or through other people on Twitch. What has been some of the most like helpful things that you've learned through being on this on this platform?
That, in a way, that's quite an open question, because there's many things. I mean, a year ago that I didn't know, because I didn't know all these communities of Twitch as well. But I mean, one thing I have learned is how important it is to speak and support other content creators, and also work with them and do what do what you can to support them, to support the communities, because then you can help each other, you can learn from each other, and you'll build with each other.
Yes, I love that. So what are some ways that people can be supportive? And what are some Ooh, okay. Actually, answer that one first. What are some ways that people can be supportive?
So they can support the streams. They go there, either chat with the person, or even if they can't chat, they can lurk. Uh, I'm trying to think. It's sorry, my mind's gone slightly blank, but
You're okay.
uh,
What are some things that you do to support streamers?
oh, okay. So I tweet out some streamers. I also do shouts in my Discord. I did used to as well. I haven't done it in a while. That on a Friday, because usually on is it follow a Friday or one thing, then although I have done 2 massive tweets where I have just sort of added loads of names, I did more of a in-depth, as in, right, this is this person and this is why you should follow, and this is why I followed them, this is when I followed them, to sort of support and show, not just that's their name, this is their name, this is when I followed them, and this is why you should.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I love that too because a lot of people get caught up in just like tagging others, but whenever you give people a reason to love and a reason to, or if you just like explain what the communities are about, it makes it so much more likely that someone's actually going to click on that link that you provided and go check them out because they now know and they have some context as far as like who the heck that person is and what they do and if they might be interested in it. So that's amazing. And I think you're really, really good at that. And you have started so many threads on Twitter, especially for like, and here's the thing with that too, is like you enable them, right? You enable the streamers to talk about themselves and to talk about themselves in a way that a lot of people don't let them because we get shamed a lot for saying like, hey, don't promote yourself. Don't talk about what you do. Don't drop your link anywhere. Don't ever talk about the thing that you're proud about, which is your stream and the community that you're trying to grow. So you're enabling people to do exactly that, which I think is kind of breaking the mold a little bit. So I absolutely love it. Love it. And definitely can take some advice, everyone, from Dave here about how to be supportive. I think is great. So
Thank you.
yeah, of course. I know you mentioned Gubba, but can you give us more examples of streamers that have been helpful for you?
Yes, there's a selection of streamers that I sort of consider some of my closest streamer friends, because these people supported me in regards to helping me get ready, like get up and ready to stream. And then also when I was first starting out as well, they gave me help, and also they gave me doorways into other communities. So in a way, they said, oh, well, I know you enjoy Gubba, then there's this, you'll enjoy here as well. So that's because of them, I saw a wider view of Twitch, and now I'm I'm in many, many, many communities because of these. I mean, there's Darth Barton 38, Moo Twitch, Nano Bubble TV, Coffee Slayer, Heather TV. With all of them, I still support them all because it's due to them I got inspired to stream. I mean, and also Gubba, and there are many others as well, but those are sort of 5 main ones because they supported and sort of showed me that Twitch wasn't just one streamer. It's not just one community. It's a community in itself. I mean, it's a connection of communities, but also they showed me that there's more to Twitch than just Gubba TV. There was all these others as well.
I love that. Here's the thing is you say that you're involved in a lot of different communities, which is completely true, but how do you balance that with your own stream? Because a lot of people, they always hear like, "Hey, get involved in other communities," but they just don't feel like they're able to stream and keep up with their community as well as making all of the other kind of content that they need to be making and participating in these other spaces too. So how are you able to do this?
That's actually an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing I do is, well, I did used to stream, well, too much. I used to stream about 5-6 days, which that's not really feasible at all. Which is one reason as to why I stopped doing that much, because I got to a point of literally, I think I've got to a point where it sort of felt lost in a way. I think it's because I wasn't able to support many other people, or wasn't able to go and support other communities, and then I gave more time to do that. And like I do what I can to chat in Discords. I'm in too many Discords though. I mean that's something I need to manage. But I also, what I try and do is sort of find different days where I can go to other streams. To say if I go to, because there's quite a few, say if I go to sort of one person one day, then I'd go to someone else another, so then I can sort of try and keep that interaction with all those communities. It's something I'm having to think about actually, because I didn't think of that question, but yeah.
It's a good question though, right? It's something that comes up like a lot, is how do you balance literally everything? Have you noticed that since taking time away from streaming so much, so streaming 5 or 6 days a week, which didn't really work, and then streaming less but spending time in other communities more, that you feel like you've kind of grown your own space more, and that you've grown your own ability to like create content and be a better leader for your community because you've taken that time off to focus on others?
I'd say yes, because with me building stronger links with other communities in a way that builds my sense of communities, then I can then impart that on my community and inspire them to, well, to also have that sense. And then it's like I suppose a spread of infection, and then everyone will have that inspiration, and then they can go to other communities with that and just inspire this overall sense of, well, community and just unity, which is exactly what everyone should be.
Yes, I love that so much. That's such a great outlook. It makes me so happy. So let's actually talk a little bit about your community. What is your stream like? What are you all about over there?
So my stream, there's one simple thing. If someone come into my stream, I also have my co-host too, because we're not streaming. He's just chilling over there, which is co-host Steve over there. Yeah, but so if someone can come in, if they've had a bad day or if they've had a good day, and if they can laugh, if they can smile, if they can leave with sort of a positive feeling in their soul, that's sort of what I want to do. If that's talking in chat, if that's lurking, if that's joining in with games, so like Jackbox and the other things, then that's really what it's about. It's everyone having a good time and feeling better, and if they can feel more positive about that, then that's it. That I've done what I can, so I want to try and do what I can to make that positive impact on whoever comes in, whether they be lurking, whether they be chatting, whether they be joining in.
Whether or not they love Sonic?
If they love Sonic, then that's pretty good as well. I mean, I do have a day on Sunday where I dedicate to Sonic, where I wear I've got a Sonic hat over there, which I actually wear on that specific day because I do love that game and that series. Because that's a passion, it's an inspiration to me, because that character, to me, it sort of embodies a sense of friendship in a way, because Sonic has all these friends that are always there to support him. And also it's a case of whenever there's anything going down, it's like the world could be in dire need of saving, but he never gives up. He just strives forward and just gets the job done to just sort of help everyone, and also with the power of his friends. So it's sort of the power of friendship and also the power of just, well, positive energy, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. You've taken like really great lessons from Sonic.
Yeah. I grew up with it, so it's something that's always been close to my heart, I suppose. And in a way, as I've grew up with it, I've realised more what it actually means to me. Because, of course, when I was a kid, it was just like, oh, this is quite cool. But then as Sonic's evolved, and as, well, I suppose I have evolved as well, then I thought, well, actually, if you look at that it means this. And it's more seeing what's behind the games. And in a way, if I can then impart the fact, well, yeah, it's running around quick, it is a platformer, but also it's this as well. And that will give more value to it and maybe inspire more people to go into the series, because they all see it's not just a platformer, that there's a little bit more to it as well.
I love that. That's amazing. So, what are your plans for the future of your content creation, or just you on the Twitch platform? Are you looking to just like transition more and more into this supportive role for other communities, or do you really want to like start focusing a little bit more on your own space? What does that future look like for Dave?
No, I was trying to think. That's a very good question as well. So, in a way, my plans are to do well, as I do at the moment. If I can do any more to support other people or other communities, then that's fantastic as well. And also to support my community. I'm just trying to think of what the answer to that would be. Maybe do a bit more of just talking, because I don't do a lot of just talking. I usually am playing a game and talking at the same time, which of course is fine. But when I have tried it, I mean, it's been good in a way. It's good for interaction. It also can show people, I suppose, that it's not just gameplay. There is also sort of chat as well. So maybe sort of delve more into that side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. That's great. I'm so excited for the future of Dave. It's going to be fantastic.
Thank you.
So we're going to open this up in just a second for a Q&A. So chat, get your questions ready. And for those of you listening to this on the podcast, we do stream these episodes live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time. We always go live. We don't miss a stream. We're never late. And we do the interviews pretty consistently lately. I have a lot more too on the schedule right now. So lots of stuff is going to happen. It's pretty fantastic. Okay. So my last question for you, Dave, is... before we get into Q&A, of course, which I'm really excited for, what is your number one streaming tip that you would give to an aspiring streamer?
Right. That's a good question as well. Oh, give me a second with that one. I'm just trying to think of that.
Of course.
My number one streaming tip would be to... I suppose it's to never expect that if you... Again, it probably calls back to something that we brought up before. Never expect that if you're going to go and throw all support at everything, at everyone, you know, even if you're throwing lots of support, if it's monetary, if it's time, if it's anything like that, then never expect that you're going to get masses from it. Also, to make sure that you interact with other people, other streamers, be it viewers, be it communities, and also to join the Yam Fam.
Yes! That's so good. That's so good. So Mercy asked a question, and it was, I don't want to cause waterworks, but has anything fundamentally crazy happened in your life that motivated you to inspire others and create content?
No, no, I don't. No, I don't think so. No, but that's a really good question. That is, but no, I wouldn't say anything inspired me. I mean, in a way, as I said, I was inspired by watching the other content creators. I mean, as I said, it was those people that I mentioned before, Darth, Moo, because I just saw them as they had these people that were chatting with them, and I wanted to do that as well. I also, because I could see that they were also making impacts. There were people that were coming in and they were saying, "Oh, I'm not having a good day," and they were saying, "Okay," making the interaction. And then that person was like, "Oh, that's great." And I also thought, well, I'd love to do that. If I could do that, not every day, but of course I did try nearly every day, and that didn't work. But yeah, if I could do that some of those days where I can make someone's day better just by chatting while playing one of my favorite games or something like that, just with interacting, if it would be off stream, it would be on stream, then that's it. That's what inspired me in a way. I wouldn't say there's anything that happened outside that led to it, but yeah, it's more of I was inspired by the interaction I saw and really wanted to be part of it.
If you were given the opportunity to stream full time or to make content in general in full time, would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would. Yes. That is something that is I suppose that is one goal that I would like to do. I know it's not something, I mean, it's not something I don't know when that would happen in a way. I know I'm just trying to think the answer to that. But yeah, I'd love that to happen. I would love that to happen.
Do you feel like, I think that you would be really good at helping people figure out how to be supportive? Do you feel like that's something that you would, because my idea here is that a lot of people are like, I know I should support, but I just can't do it. Like, I just can't find the time, and I'm in too many Discords, and I can't manage all of these relationships, and I don't know what to do, and they get overwhelmed. I feel like you would be really, really good as an example for those people, and I'm trying to think of a way that, like, you could use that to help yourself get to kind of full-time content creation almost, right? Like, you could, I don't know if coaching would kind of fit there, if you could like coach people through that overwhelm of being a supportive person, or maybe it's just more like mindset related. I don't know, but that'd be really interesting. That'd be so cool. That's not really something that
it would. It would be. Yeah, that would be. That's not something I've really thought about. But yeah, because I suppose you do see that, and there are people that say, "Oh, I haven't got the time to do this. I've not got the time to interact." And I suppose that's an avenue that could be explored. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, that's your value, is like, you are someone who's like, you're so supportive, and you have the greatest mindset behind it, which is an abundance mindset. It's not a scarcity-based mindset. It's not a mindset where you're doing it with the expectation of receiving something in return. So a lot of people like need that mindset shift. So I'm just thinking, like, how can could you set up some kind of like maybe time management, either software or like a strategy for people or something that could, I don't know. I digress. Like, I'm going to get like too deep into this and literally create an entire business plan for you right now. So Neon Pixels asked, as a streamer, burnout can happen if you don't take time for yourself. What is something you do to recharge your energy?
I tend to recharge my energy. I mean, I tend to usually, I think on a Saturday, I don't really use Twitch. On a Saturday and a Sunday before stream, I don't really use Twitch. I spend more time with family, doing other things, and I suppose sort of taking that time away from that media to, in a way, recharge, because it is, even if you're not streaming, interacting in Discord and also interacting in streams, it is not exhausting, but it does take energy away, because you are for you to interact properly, then you have to provide the effort for that. So yeah, so I'd say that that's one thing I do, is that I have sort of that time away. Usually it's around that weekend time
Mm-hmm.
to myself, and also so I have interacted with my family, because that's one other reason why I dropped down and also changed some of my days around, because it was impacting on my relationship with my family, and that's not something I want streaming to do. I mean, I love, I love streaming, and it's one of my passions, but I don't want it to impact on my real life family, so that's why I'd made the changes.
Mm-hmm. Let's do this. Let's get the like really really actionable tip right now, which is, so you as someone who is really supportive of communities, but you also balance work and family and your stream as well. Break down your week for us. What does it actually look like in order to do all of those things?
Okay, so my week would be a Monday, I work, and then usually I will, on my break at work, I will drop in streams and chat with the, of course, interact with the communities when I'm on my lunch break there. And then I will come home, and then I usually start stream about an hour and a bit when I come home on a Monday, and then the same on a Tuesday. It's sort of the same sort of thing as well. And then a Wednesday and a Thursday are two of my days off. So on those days, then at work, of course, I interact in the communities or chatting Discords, things like that. When I get home, there's one community that has like a game night on the sort of an Austrian game night on a Wednesday. So I join in with that. So then I have that link with those people in that community, but also interact as well on those days. And so I suppose Wednesday and Thursday is sort of real days where I can fully spend a lot of time with that interaction. Then Friday is again probably the same, but I stream for a bit longer. Friday's also usually what I use as community games, so it's Jackbox I do on a Friday, which then has that interaction. You have that laugh. I have the voice chat open on that day as well. And yeah, and it's Saturday and Sunday, that's sort of family time as such. And then Sundays when I have the Sonic day. So that's sort of my breakdown. I mean, again, that's just from my head, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's perfect because you're fitting in everything into that. You've got your personal life, you've got your content creator life, and then you've got your time where you're spending time, quote unquote, networking, because we all know how I feel about that word.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're doing a great job like handling all of those things. I think it kind of becomes a problem whenever people are like, I need to like network always forever, and then but I also need to stream, but I also need to have my family. It's very hard to see like where the lines are for all of that stuff. So that's a really good breakdown, is just do things as you can and don't worry about doing too much of one thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's having that balance, and also making sure that it doesn't impact on family and it doesn't impact on work, because without work then I don't have a job, meaning that I can't do things to, in a way, support others, and also to help I'm just trying to and also to help evolve the stream, the stream and my community as well. So that's why it's important to make sure that I have that balance sorted.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up Wasabi asks, what drives you to support a particular person?
That's a very good question as well.
This is so good.
Yeah, that is a really good question, Wasabi. I also saw that she's gone as well. So bye, Wasabi.
Bye.
So what drives me to support a person? Really, if I can see that person is, well, it's passionate at what they're doing. Also that it is obvious that they're doing it because they have that love of community, that love of stream, and then they also are supporting others as well. They're not doing it for the subs, the follows, the money. They're doing it because that is what they enjoy. They want to sort of make that impact. They also want to, I suppose, inspire that more positive aspect of Twitch, which so then I want to do what I can then to support that person, because what's wrong with more positive people on Twitch? That's what we want to inspire. I mean, of course, there are other things on there. I mean, it's not something that I usually come into interaction with because it's not really a side of Twitch I see, which is a good thing. But yeah, so it's that really. It's just knowing and seeing that that person is doing it because they want to do it for the interaction. They don't want to do it as a money-making scheme.
I like that. So let's talk about support for a second, because a lot of people, and this is a really common question, is like, how do I get more subs? Right? So what do you think that someone who really wants to like grow their community with more subscribers, what can they be doing to generate more subs or more sub gifters for their space?
So provide something unique probably would be something. Also, not make it obvious that I don't know what I'm trying to say here. In a way, not sort of say, right, well, I'm after more subs. Can you give them to me? Because then that is going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
And maybe as well implement some things that, of course, with subs they do get the emotes or maybe other things that they get. So maybe they get, I don't know, some sort of in-chat thing happens or in community thing when they get a sub or something. Implement other things that will inspire people to sub, or instead, maybe if they get so many subs and this will happen, so maybe a giveaway or a special stream, cosplay, whatever, all those sort of things probably you mentioned yourself before.
Yeah, I totally agree. Instigator TV asks, do you have any ideas on how to grow views? How can you get more viewers? It's such a difficult question, right?
It is because it is a difficult question. I don't know. I'd say don't try and pretend that you're someone that you're not. Be yourself. Really. That's because the views that you want are the ones that enjoy you for who you are. If you pretend to be someone else and then you are yourself, then you may, again, that will have the adverse effect. So just be yourself and show your values and show your personality and show who you are and talk with everyone, interact with people again. So don't someone comes in and starts trying to talk to you, don't go, oh, sorry, I'm just playing this bit of the game or whatever, or something like that. Always be in a way interacting with people, because then that will draw more people in, because they'll see that you're interacting, that you're chatting, which also may draw lurkers out of lurk as well, because they're thinking, oh, okay, well, this person's actually quite nice, so I'm going to join in as well. So yeah, never force people to try and come in. Try and, I suppose, try and inspire them to interact by interacting with them. I don't know if that made any sense, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely does, because what you give to Twitch is what you get. And I guess I shouldn't say Twitch exclusively, but yeah, any content platform. Yeah. What you give is what you get. Yeah, exactly. Which is, yet another positive kind of bonus, and the fact that you're giving so much. Like, you are such a supportive person, and you're like give all the time. So I'd imagine that, I know with me, like, personally, I want to give you as much as I can, just because of how supportive and amazing that you've been for, me, but Yam Fam, like, to see you starting all of these threads and supporting so many people in our space is such a tell to what kind of person you are. So yes, it's so good. What you give is what you're gonna get, friends. That's the name of the game right there. Dave, where can everyone find you?
They can find me on Twitch. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I do also have a Facebook page, but again, so I have that as well. So Yeah, so main Twitch, Twitter, Instagram as well, which I actually put a post on there.
I'm
So
so proud.
Yeah, I put a post on there in just over under 2 years from the last one. So I do plan to use it because from that post, I had lots of followers. Just like, okay, wow, I didn't realize that was going to happen. So yeah, I do plan to use that more as well. And of course, I'm on Discord as well. I mean, if you hadn't noticed, and Twitter.
All
I'm
over the
still
place.
yeah, I'm still amazed at how that thread grew. It was quite ridiculous.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Dave started a Twitter thread. Was it like last week where you just tagged some members of the Yam Fam, and then all of a sudden everyone came in, and it was just everyone was doing like bios about their content and dropping their links, and it was for like what 4 days or something. We were still getting alerts from that thread.
Yeah, it was quite funny. I actually jumped into the stream of the content creator who created that thread, and he said that he was still getting notifications from that. I mean, that's again, I sort of knew that was going to happen, but one thing as well, it was really lovely to see. It was that thing of people dropping bios, and then there was the chats of just like I can't remember, but there was some people were talking and meeting each other. Even some people, the Yam Fam, that didn't actually interact, hadn't actually interacted with each other because maybe they'd been on when someone else hadn't. People were meeting each other. I mean, that's really another thing. It means we can unify on another platform, not just Twitch, not just Discord, Twitter as well. We need to take them all over. That's the game. That's the game, and that's the aim.
Yeah, that's the game, and that's the aim. Exactly. Well, Dave, thank you so much for coming on and being on the show today. I've had a freaking fantastic time with you, and I hope that you had fun.
I did. I'll admit, I was a little bit nervous and worried, but I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great and been such an opportunity because you are an amazing inspiration. I'm so glad that I did find yourself and the Yam Fam because it's one of the best things that happened to me.
Aww. Emotions.